Alright guys, welcome. I am filming a back session today. So I did a power building, pretty much like my power building program for the last 10 to 12 weeks. I don't recall how many weeks it was. Strength gains have been phenomenal. Everything has been great, but I'm kind of transitioning now over to just a non-structured hypertrophy routine in which I'm going to incorporate strength, hypertrophy, and endurance, muscular endurance, all in the same workout every single day. I'm gonna take you guys throughout my back training today, because back is my favorite muscle group, and so let's get started. Okay, so mobility is first, obviously. First exercise, regardless of what day it is or what kind of back day it is, whether it's strict focus, width focus, thickness focus, whatever the case may be, I always start on pullovers or just pullover in general, because definitely my all-time favorite exercise for back width and one of the most underrated in general. So let's get started. Okay, so the main focus of this is not strength, it's just to warm up your back, get everything flowing. 12 to 15 reps for warm up. Stretch all the way, literally as far back as I can go. That's why shoulder mobility is important, and only come about 30% of the way down. Another tip is that when you come all the way back, make sure that your triceps are in line with your lats, and that's how I know I've come back far enough. Typically, most people don't come back far enough, so they don't get that big of a stretch. The main key to this, guys, is the stretch. 2 warm-up sets done. Moving on to the actual sets of 5 sets, 12 to 15.
I saw stars on the pavement, California dreams. Looked up through the bright lights, no stars that I see.
Okay. Workout playlist of the day. I got Meek Mill's new album, Wins and Losses. Our first real exercise is wide grip, lat pull down. Mistakes. One of the most common mistakes is that people grip it a little bit wide, hit a little too much way down. And the main focus of this exercise is obviously the lat. Two most common mistakes is that too much rear delts, too much bicep. How do you engage your lats without using the biceps? So what I like to do is I like to grip it a little bit, just a tad bit wider than shoulder width. When we pull down, as opposed to leaning too far back. This is most common, right? People jerk way too much and they take a lot of back out of it. I want to stay relatively upright. So when I'm pulling, I'm acting like I'm pulling in a straight line. Just keep your back arched and keep it like that the whole time. Your elbows are in front as opposed to back, right? See people holding it out all the way out here. I'm already feeling a lot more in my rear delts and biceps. Because when you're too far out, just like when you're benching too far out, your elbows are way too high, right? So when you grip it a little more inward, you pull down, have your elbows slightly in front. You don't need to pull too far down. Pull too far down, takes the tension out of it. So I like to pull straight to my chin, back up, elbows in front.
You said it's all yours if you take it there. I said I can't do it alone, I swear. You said it's all yours when you smile.
Also another thing is, people extend too far up. When you extend too far up, you take a lot of tension out of your back. 20% of the movement when you're pulling down is your biceps. So you want to take that tension away. My elbows always stay slightly bent.
It's only you who loves me like you do. Trying to keep it cool.
Alright, next exercise, T-bar rows. And I put it against a squat rack because we have this little stationary thing where you put like the bar inside. 25s as opposed to 45s, because when you use 25, you get more range of motion, if that makes sense, because the plate is smaller. And 1-arm T-bar rows. And this is going to be our power movement, so I'm going to warm up pretty well. And typically what I like to do, especially with power movements, is I always do at least 1 to 2 warm-up sets.
But I can't keep cool about it, acting like a fool. Wanna scream it from the
what you're gonna notice is that I stand a little more staggered as opposed to just straight on, because this allows a better angle. Because if you think about it, the bar is pulling at a diagonal direction, right? It's pretty much how you're supposed to perform a dumbbell row. A lot of people just pull up and down. Pulling diagonal, our body is, how do you say it, staggered towards the bar.
Listen, seeing you got ritualistic, cleansing my soul of addiction for now, cause I'm falling apart.
First monkey set, I'm gonna do 4 to 5 sets of 8 to 12 reps.
Yeah, tension between us just like picket fences. You got issues that I won't mention for now, cause we're falling apart.
The third real working movement is just like the T-bar row I just did. This is essentially the same thing, but at a higher angle. So I don't know what this is. This is like a hammer shake low row machine, right? But what I've done is I've converted it into a standing mock dumbbell row. So with this movement, what you're going to do is you're going to have the hand that you're not using placed on the top of the shelf or on top of the machine as opposed to on the seat. Have your feet staggered like so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to treat it as a dumbbell row. So no momentum, just using 1 foot stance as a staggered. What you keep in mind is that you're supposed to allow a full stretch, meaning open the scapula as opposed to restricting it and just pulling with your arms. Stretch that movement and pull to about halfway. If you go too far back, you're not going to feel your back. You're going to take the tension away from the back, target more of your delt.
Passionate from miles away, passive with the things you say, passing up on my own ways, I can't blame you now. Oh.
The next movement is another variation of a dumbbell row, but this is kind of like a barbell row. And you'll notice most of my back movements for rowing movements are diagonal pulling. I feel like when you target your back, the best way to angle it, to target your thickness is by pulling at an angle as opposed to pulling straight up and down. On back days, typically I'll do high row, low row, and medium row. A really different movement here, but you guys should definitely try this if you have a cable pulley station like this.
Passionate from miles away.
Okay, so what I like to do with this specific movement is that you guys saw how my quads are, my legs. I like to pull the cable in one plane that's completely parallel to my legs, if that makes sense. Like in the video right now, you'll see I'm pulling the same angle as my quads, and this ensures a more diagonal movement. It is on my heels, not in front of my toes, because if it's on my toes, I fall forward. So 4 to 5 movements of back, close to about 20 sets depending on how many sets you want to do per exercise. What we're moving on to is rear delt. So super simple with rear delts, nothing too fancy, and I just do 1 to 2 movements depending on the day. And the reason why I do rear delts on back day as opposed to shoulder day is because you're already training rear delts anyways when you're doing rowing movements. So if you row too far back, obviously you're hitting a lot of rear delts. I shy away from that, but even though I'm doing that, I'm still hitting rear delts as much as you don't want to. So we do 5 sets, 10 to 12 reps on rear delts, and all I do is just hold the ball with the cable movement and just pull it back.
The things you say, passing up on my own ways, I can't blame you now.
Okay, so So I kind of want to address this as well. There's two ways to do rear delt flies. That is having your palms facing you or palms facing each other palm. And I find it most effective for me as my palms facing my body as opposed to palms facing each other. Every single person is different. I like it that way because I feel like I get a much better contraction. Whatever your preference, I don't like to use the handle. Some people like to use the handle. Good? Okay, so the next movement here, just like the cable rear delt flies, single arm, we're going to do the same exact movement but with dumbbells, and pretty much the same movement, same grip, same everything, but as opposed to having cables, it's free weights. And what you want to do is not clang the dumbbells like so. You want to kind of control it, clang it up. You don't need to go too far back. Simple. So if you notice, my scapula was retracted, and what you want to do is, instead of a normal back movement where you open your scapula, keep it retracted so you focus all on the rear delt. Moving on to my all-time favorite bicep exercise, probably one of the most underrated exercises, is pretty much mimics a dumbbell curl, but without all the momentum. I step in line, make sure my arms are in line with the cables, and whichever side I'm using, like my left arm, I'm standing on the right side to make sure I'm pulling in a straight line. My elbows back, contract. You don't want to go too far up. If you go too far up, it's like a dumbbell curl, barbell curl. A lot of people take the tension off their bicep. Make sure you feel the muscle. Guys, you gotta try this. This exercise is insane. Honestly, like, my bicep has been my weak point for a long time, and after doing this movement, to be honest, I do this religiously twice a week. My arms are growing. I never felt the same way about barbell curls because just the mechanics of it didn't work for me. Too much resting, too much shoulder involvement with this movement. Pure concentration. So the biceps, I always do 3 movements now in order to grow. One is a pronated, one is a reverse grip or a hammer grip for the brachialis and the short head, and then the third one is a supinated grip to make sure you hit both heads at the same movement. So a reverse grip with a easy curl bar. What I like to do is typically lean back just a tad bit and go with the cable as opposed to just standing right over it. And all I'll do is keep my elbows back, obviously, curl up, super simple. And we're doing 4 sets, 12 to 15. So last movement to end the full workout is a dumbbell supinating curl. And I just have 30s here. I'm not really counting the reps. I'm gonna do 3 sets. And by this time, I'm like done. My biceps are absolutely done. But I'm just ending it, and I'm not counting the reps. 30 pounds is really, really good for me. Even though I'm not counting, I'm shooting for the 8 to 12 rep range. So that's going to conclude my full day workout. Hope you all enjoyed it. Back, rear delts, and biceps all in one workout. And if you guys have any other questions about anything, just leave in the comment section below. That's it for the workout. Awesome workout. It's about 9 exercises. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up if you did, and comment down below if you guys want to see a push day and legs as well. Peace out, and thanks for watching. See you guys next time.